Thanks for joining me. This is Danny, and welcome back to my FTB Omnia series, episode number 12, in which we are going to be doing oil processing with silence mechanism and getting into upgrades. This building over here is going to be our refinery, because why not? It has no other purpose, so that's what we're going to use it for. I picked up some oil from a oil lake. Basically, I just used a mechanism pump, and I had a bunch of windmills, and we were producing more power than we needed, so I just took a windmill over there and pumped a bunch of stuff out of there. We've got 64 bucks of oil, buckets of oil. This is where we're going to set up our machines. We're going to need a refinery, which is made like so. Then we're going to need a mixer, and then we're going to need a solidifier, and that's going to give us some little plastic bits that's going to end up in this oak drawer. So this is our input, this is our output, and now we just need to set up everything between. I've got power tapped in here already, so we're ready for the machines. So basically, working backwards, what I want is speed upgrades. I want other upgrades too, but mostly I want speed upgrades. In order to make any upgrade in the silence mechanism mod, we do need to make this upgrade case, which requires these plastic sheets. The plastic sheets each require 4 plastic pellets. So 24 plastic pellets will make us 2 upgrade bases. The plastic pellets we get by solidifying polyethylene. To get polyethylene, we mix ethane and water. To get water, this is Minecraft. We know how to do that, right? I'm going to have to come up with an infinite water supply somehow. That should be easy enough. I think we just did that not too long ago. To get ethane, we just refine the oil, which is going to get us diesel and ethane. The diesel we can then use for power generation. I'll try to make this quick. You probably don't want to watch me craft, but I'll just kind of zip through this. So we need a bunch of these empty canisters. These canisters can actually be used to carry fluids around. This is the refinery. So aluminum steel ingots. These are alloys. It is 2 iron, 2 coal dust. This alloy smelter is one of the things that I really want to upgrade. I did set up, by the way, since the last episode, I set up auto crafting. I got rid of all those machines that were over in my messy cave over there, and I brought them all over here. I cleaned up some of the wiring here too, so that we don't have holes in the walls anymore. I mean, we do, but they're hidden behind the machines, so nobody can see them. And actually, the same is. How did you get in my house? 16 metals enchanting. He never really has any good trades. That could be fun. But yeah, no thanks. Okay, well that's going on. We got a circuit board. We need a heating element. Heating element requires redstone alloy. I do have auto crafting for that. Yay, just make 10 of them right away, I guess, because we use these a lot. And while I'm waiting for that, let's see if we have what we need for the mixer. We need bismuth steel for that. We do have that. We also need brass. What is brass? 3 copper and 1 zinc. We have all the ingots. No problem there. Our quarry is definitely supplying us well. I also, since the last episode, got some power up here. We didn't even have power in this part of the base. So we now have it here. I've got a charge pad here so I can charge my, things that need charge. And I've also got an electric furnace here just for manual furnacing when we want to do that. What else does the mixer need? A piston. Okay, so mixer. Refinery is not ready. What do we need? Electrum. I missed that. Okay. Electrum is silver and gold. And then we need the solidifier, which is mostly looks like easy stuff. We just need the alloy frame thingy. Leave me alone. Hey, he didn't hit me back. Huh. Okay. Anyway, are we ready to make this refinery yet? We are ready to make the refinery. Hooray! Back in the refinery room. There's our refinery. It's getting power. There is our mixer, also getting power, and our solidifier. And I've decided I'm going to use xnet. Because why not? Why haven't I been using xnet? So we need our xnet controller to get power. We can actually use xnet to power everything else too. Like I could have simplified this a lot. I forgot about xnet. I should have used it for my ore doubling setup. 2. So we're going to put a connector on there. We're going to put a connector on each of these things. Oh, we need one more. So in case you're not familiar with XNet, it's a network system that allows you to move around all kinds of stuff. Power, items, fluids, redstone, logic. It's amazing. It's clean, and it's fun. There's not going to be a tutorial on XNet. I do have one probably on my channel somewhere, but there we go. So it's all connectors. Everything's connected to everything else. And if we look in here, we will see all the things connected. I guess the first thing we're going to want to do is create a fluid channel. XNet fluid channel. Create. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to start by manually creating a couple buckets of fluid, of the fluids that we need. And then I'm going to use those fluids to set up the filters in the XNet system. So we'll manually see how this all works. So here's our refinery. It's taking oil, and it's turning it into diesel and ethylene. I am going to make myself another tank to put the diesel in. And we're going to put this tank here at the end because that makes sense, right? Because these are the outputs over here, right? Okay, so I got diesel. Put that in there. I did pull it out. Okay, so actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to name these connectors. And actually, I don't need to. Well, I do need to do that. Okay, so this is the diesel tank. This one is the oil tank. The others should be labeled properly. So oil tank, diesel tank. So the diesel tank is going to insert diesel. All right. So now I should get some ethylene. I guess that's a gas because it's upside down. That is going to go into the mixer, right? The mixer takes ethylene and water. So, oh, right, we need to get water in here too. So that is mixer. So the mixer, we're going to create a fluid node, and this one's also going to be inserting, and it's going to filter ethylene. So at this point, we can actually safely pull from the refinery, and things should end up going where they're supposed to. So the refinery, right here, we're going to have 2 fluid channels, which is fine. We're going to extract from the refinery, and that should have already happened. It did. We can't extract and insert on the same channel, so we'll have to make another fluid channel. And in this case, we're going to be putting oil into the refinery. So the refinery is here. We are creating an insert oil. And the oil tank, we are creating an extract. We don't have to sort that because, yes, there we go. So the first steps are complete. So I'm going to use a mechanism pump. I'm going to set up an infinite water supply back here, and then I'm going to have to run fluid pipes up there. These cables are in the way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of those cables down there and have them run directly to the controller. And I'm going to create an energy channel. And I'm basically just going to power everything. I'm just using a battery box. The battery box is taking the power, and then XNet is pulling the power from the battery box, and then it's powering everything else. So perfect. That electric pump should be able to directly pull from that infinite power supply. And the mixer right here is what needs that. So I'm going to take these mechanical pipes, and I'm going to need more of them, I think. Nope, I have just enough. So that should do the trick. Yes. So we are doing some processing there. And we are getting, what are we getting? Air. We got water, we got ethane, and we're getting polyethylene. Okay. So this is what we need for plastic. So polyethylene, our solidifier is receiving, our mixer is sending. So our mixer is already receiving on this channel. So we'll use this channel for the solidifier. On our second channel, we are going to insert polyethylene. And it grabbed oil in that meantime. All right, I'm just going to break that and hope that it loses. Yeah, it does. Okay. So we have a filter on that line now, so that should prevent that from happening again. Okay. And then we are going to extract from the mixer, and the only thing it can take is the polyethylene. Mixer, extract. Okay, nice. So now we've got solid stuff. That is plastic pellets. Nice. We don't use plastic pellets for anything except plastic sheets. So I've got an RF Tools crafter here. RF Tools utilities. This should work. We can make a recipe. Apply it. This guy needs power. Okay, so this is the crafter. Tier 1. This is our power channel. Crafter tier 1. Create, insert. Okay. So that's getting power. We're now going to create a item channel, because now we're moving items. And we are inserting... Actually, let me grab... Probably can't. Oh, I can, okay. We're going to insert into the crafter. Just that. And we're going to extract. Actually, let me just throw these in there first. Oh, it doesn't matter because it's going to just craft them right away anyway. Then we're going to extract from the solidifier. All right. So it's creating plastic sheets. We actually used all that oil. So we can get some more now. It's just a mechanism windmill, a mechanism electric pump, and then our cyclic. Oh. I don't know what the range is on this thing. We do also have range pumps in this pack, in the Omnia pack. So I'll just put that back in the same spot, and everything should start going again. How are we doing over here? All right, we've got 62 plastic sheets. We have almost a stack of plastic sheets. Amazing. So I am going to put a garbage thing in those slots. And probably end up having to do the same thing up here. And then I'm going to put a storage... Yeah, I'll put a storage drawer over here. And then refined storage will have access to this. I'm going to keep a storage downgrade in here so that we'll just always have a stack of plastic sheets available in our inventory, in our refined storage system at all times. Finally, to completely finalize this whole thing, mostly, it is mostly completely, to output to the storage drawer, we're going to create an insert, and it's going to be filtering plastic sheets. We don't really have to filter it because it's a storage drawer, but that isn't going to work, actually, now that I think about it, because we are inserting into the craft. So we will have to create another item channel. I think I can I copy this connector to the clipboard? Error copying to the clipboard? What? Why? Okay, whatever. All right, so we're going to insert, I guess I have to do that same thing again. So we're going to insert just plastic sheets. This one I'm going to get rid of. And we're going to be extracting them from the crafter. So we should see this fill up with plastic sheets. Hooray! Oh, and this is filling up those other slots. So we don't want that to happen. I'm just going to do this. It will not be able to do anything with them. So actually, that's kind of a waste of logs, isn't it? Although I pretty much have infinite logs, but whatever. Let's do this. So we'll always just have a stack of each of these kind of as a buffer. And in our system, we'll have 64 at all times. Okay, I'm going to make one change here. I'm adding an external storage, so this will be available to our refined storage system. Instead of using the storage downgrade, so I have a storage downgrade in here so that it only stores a stack. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to tell this max inventory and destination inventory is 64. The reason I'm doing that is because if we pull something out, or like if it's in a crafting grid in refined storage, when we put it back in the system, I want it to go back into this drawer, but it won't if there's a stack in here, because if you take one out, this guy, it's gonna pull one from here and put it in there, right? And then if we try to put it back in, this drawer is gonna be full. It's gonna end up putting it in a disk. And then since this is a higher priority, it'll never use the one on the disk, and then they'll just sit there and accumulate. So this should solve that problem. We're totally full here. Once this guy fills up, then it's just gonna stop and wait until it needs more. So this is kind of instead of an on-demand system, because this takes so long to go through this process, we're just always going to keep 64 on hand. So we're not going to make it on demand. We're just always going to have it there when we need it. So we don't have to wait for it to be made, right? There's so many of these guys around here. We need to do something about you guys because you're driving me crazy. And there they are, the 64 plastic sheets that will always be in our refined storage system forever and ever. So I can make some upgrades. And you can see it's filling back up again. Nice. I use blocks of redstone a lot. I should really put those in a compacting drawer. Speed upgrade. 50% speed increase, 50% energy use. So we might have to do some efficiency stuff later too if we start using too much energy. I'm going to put this in here first. Okay. Let's make 10 of these. See how much faster they come in. Let's go watch. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's much faster. Now where I really want this is out in our mine. Because we're ore doubling out there and it's slowness. There's one of these guys over here too, over by our little copper area. This is our input from our quarry, and this is our processing from the quarry. Hooray! So we had this big backup because we weren't doing this before, but we weren't doing the ore doubling. But you can see this is really slow. So it's going through this crusher to make these iron ore chunks, and then it's going through the second crusher. This is taking the iron ore chunks and it's turning them into iron dust at a higher yield. The furnace is the fastest thing. This is the slowest, and it's not keeping up with the furnace. So let's throw that in there, and let's see if that'll keep up with the furnace now. It still doesn't quite keep up with the furnace. Let's throw another one in there because that's probably our bottleneck. Okay, that's way better. Now keep in mind, this guy is making 2. That's why this one is backing up, because this guy's only making 1. So we want this to be about twice as fast. I still want it to be faster. This is still too slow. We could have like an array of these things. Then it would be way fast. Let's just do this. Probably going to have to upgrade the heater now. Or the furnace. Yeah, it looks like we could use 1 upgrade in the furnace. But that's a much nicer speed. I like that better. If we have to increase our power, that's fine. We have a bunch of diesel now. We can do that. Okay, 1 more upgrade. Okay, is that about the same speed? It's a little faster than this now. But this is the speed that we're going to be getting stuff. That's going to be more than fast enough. Now, the thing is, ores aren't coming in that fast. But we just had a big backlog here. Well, I completely drained this. There is no more oil. We'll have to find another oil source. I set up a diesel generator from Silence Mechanism over here, and in the back, it's actually going into that machine, or into that cell, which is our main power. Okay. We can disconnect that too, because that's connecting from the back. So I've got this tank. I'm hoping that just putting it above it. No, that doesn't work. All right. Okay. Fine. I will put it there. I'll do that. And then we'll set this to configure fluids and extract. There we go. 128 RF per tick, I'm pretty sure. This is going to produce and 1.2 milli-FE per bucket. One more thing. So I actually only want this diesel generator to run when our solar, or not solar, but when our windmills are not keeping up, because that's free energy and we don't want to be wasting fuel when we can be getting energy for free. So I have a little xnet system set up here. The main reason I'm using xnet here is just for compactness, because we don't really have any good redstone compactness. Like, I could use a power monitor, but I'd have ugly redstone all over the place here. So the diesel generator, I have it set to redstone mode so that it will only run when it's receiving a redstone signal. So then I'm using the xnet system, just a very small xnet system I have here with a controller and connectors on two sides of this dimensional cell. One of them is an output side and the other is an input side. So the output side is just powering the xnet system. That's all it's doing. The input side is getting power from the diesel generator. But the diesel generator is only running if our power is 2.5 million or less. It's because we have a total of 3 million RF storage in there. So here's what I've got. So I created a logic channel. A logic channel allows us to make sensors and outputs. So the sensor is looking at the dimensional cell, the energy level, and if the energy level is less than 2.5 million, then we're outputting on color white. So then we have, going to the diesel generator, we have a redstone output of 15 that it's only enabled on color white. So when this is outputting, this gets a redstone signal. And then I've got two energy channels, one of them that's just extracting from the energy cell, the top of the energy cell, and that's going into to xnet, just to power xnet. And then the other one is extracting from the diesel generator and going into the power cell on the front side. That is actually input. Now I'm actually going to use a facade here. So I take the facade and I right click on a block, and then it should look like that block when I place it. There. Yes. Hooray. Okay, that's nice. We have our oil refinery stuff set up, and we've got plastic. That's just always going to be available to us, always and forever. We've got diesel for generating power. Next time, I am going to work on my Greek garden that I've been talking about over there, and probably also do a little bit more landscaping around here, trees and such, just to make it look a little bit more complete. And we're going to do kind of a quick run through of Botania. There's a few things that I really want from Botania, so we're just going to kind of do almost like not really a speed run, but we're just going to rush through Botania real quick. And we got our oil processing done, our silent mechanism upgrades. We have the means to do those now, and we've already upgraded some stuff. I still want to do, let's see, what do we have left? We still have some more stuff to do with Nature's Aura. I still want to play with the Rats mod and do a Middle Ages build, possibly an Enderman farm, but probably not, because we're getting Ender Pearls now from bonsai trees, from the bonsai tree mod. And I want to do a trader grinder, sort of. Not necessarily a grinder, but something to collect traders and get them out of my face, because they're driving me crazy. So if you do have any questions or comments or ideas about whatever, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And of course, if you did enjoy this, don't forget to click the like button and to join me next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.